completely open throat center. So the throat center is about communication and manifestation. Undefined is 27.8% of the population. This is the most rare center to be undefined and completely open, but for the undefined, they're always trying to attract attention and afraid they won't be noticed. And the not self jumps in to attract attention and often attracts the wrong kind of attention. With the completely open throat, the rarest configuration, this is 2.5% of the population, and we have no sense of context. Everything is happening, and there's just no foundational sense of context of like what's happening, what's being said, what's going on. And we have no idea what to say or what action to take. And when the not self takes over, we start speaking with a borrowed voice. We don't actually have a voice of our own. We have other people's voices that come through us, which is fun and weird at the same time. And we tend to say the wrong thing at the wrong time. And we're often ignored, which can be really quite maddening and hurtful. And the gift is recognizing the quality of articulation and the authenticity of others' speech.
This gift is this quality of not only articulating the variety of ways to speak. I have a defined throat. I speak one of three different ways, essentially. So that'd be my definition in there. But also the recognition of the timing of when to speak. This throat is so critical for the timing of it all. If it's open with a theme, the timing is always running down one of those themes. If I were open throat but I still have a gate 16 and a gate 20 and a gate 12, but it were an open throat, that's my throat, 16, 20, and 12, I would have to feel the right timing to express the enthusiasm I had in the moment about something that was worth doing. That's me keynoting those three gates at that moment. And so my timing would have been off over and over again until I learned the right timing. And the thing is, learning that right timing when you have an open throat is so hard because it's FOMO. I'm missing out. I'm missing out. I gotta say, they're gonna interrupt me if I don't hurry up and get this in. I have to say it all, or I don't know what to say. I'm so nervous about what to say. Am I still trying to attract attention? Concerning yourself about what to say and how to attract that attention, how to get in the center of the thing, and how to partake in the thing, rather than just relaxing into the fact that you don't get to know. It's totally open. You have to be open to, oh, the timing's right. Blah, 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 blah. I'm in a conversation. I don't have to think about it too much anymore. The timing is basically right. When they stop, I start. When I stop, they start, type thing. If it's not going well in that conversation, the open throat's going to try and bully the other and talk more. And like, I thought I could get all the things in. That's who you're not when you see that happening. And who you really are is the person who's just open, be like, I'm not sure if that's even worth having something I need to say. Is it even? Do I even? It's not my pressure in the root. Is it enough in the sacral? Don't know. Is it worth saying? Do I even need to say this? Can I prove I need to say this? And if your theme like 16 is about sharing, can I prove, I know I'm dying to share it, but can I prove I need to share it? Is it even right for these people that I'm about to share it with? Or is it right for this moment? You become wise on all that. Think of the type of communicator you make. You make the world's best negotiator, or if not negotiator, negotiating team, because you get the clue on how to use that voice, what voice to use, and the timing in which to use it for its greatest impact. And that's this huge gift. Otherwise, and if it's completely open, that very low 2.5% of people, if it is completely open, you're lost on the timing. And you don't even know what to say at the time. And you don't know how to feel or where you're grounded and how you're supposed to enter this conversation, exit this conversation, dominate this conversation, bounce on this conversation or this thing or to do. And it's a very harrowing place because that will attack the mind that you're not good enough. Something's wrong. Something's wrong with you. What's wrong with your speech? Did you not learn how to talk right when you were little? You can have all kinds of not self concerns about what you're not. And if you're open, completely open throat, the mantra is, do I even need to say this? Do I know I need to say this? Does it matter if I say this? Am I feeling pressure to say this? Am I feeling uncomfortable about having to manipulate that I'm trying to think I need to say this? All of these things will come in when it's completely open because it's not knowing what to say. Just not, let me go down my words again. Not understanding that you're not sure, not sensing the right timing and feeling the right way, or can't grasp quite the thing, not connected to what's supposed to be said fully. It can be harrowing until you start noticing it. Oh, that's not my pressure. That's not my thing. I thought I was trying to say something, but it's not me. I guess I guess I've been hurting myself for a while here. So let's start seeing it, because seeing it kills it. Seeing it helps correct these things, and it puts the timing right. And you can always tell if your throat starts to hurt because the energy of pouring out this energy. It's not normal to pour out the energy on your throat until you're truly within your ease of yourself at that moment, moving in the right direction. The right will is speaking, the right mojo is happening, whatever the case is, however you're configured, that open throat suddenly will speak with ease. It's got plenty to say. It's been monitoring the entirety of the spoken pattern on planet Earth regarding what to say. So it's got a wide. If the Open Ajna and Head Center got a lot of books, this thing's got a lot of words and a lot of things to say. It's been collecting them. It's loaded. It's not supposed to be under pressure, and it's waiting for the right timing. This is the master of timing. Look at it like you're the pool player. You're the person on the roulette table, and you got the right timing to drop that ball. You always pull a red seven. You always pull that lucky number, whatever it is. You just witness the right timing all the time. Rock'em Sock'em Robots. You got the right timing. You just always got the right timing, but it's moving. That's a better one, because Rock'em Sock'em, you were engaged. You had to engage because the other was trying to knock your block off. That's an old game. Does anyone even remember
I
Rock'em Sock'em?
totally remember Rock'em
Oh
Sock'em
yeah,
Robots.
yeah. And those things broke down pretty easy, but I loved them.
Yeah.
Um, but you're engaged with the other, so you got to stay on, right? You're on. So the open throat, it mistakes being on, like aware of it's on, to thinking it now needs to be on, rather than just being aware and floating amongst the field of timing. I'm in the timing field. What does that mean, Moni? It means that apparently I'm answering your question of what the timing field is. It's this and blah, blah, blah. Now you got plenty to say about what the timing field is. You see what I'm saying? The right timing. Keep that in mind, because when you finally get it and you've seen it enough and you start to chuckle at some of the times when you overexpressed or underexpressed or just nervoused yourself out about the right timing, you start to recognize, oh, it is this whole timing thing. And now this quality of articulation and timing comes out with this authentic thing that suddenly it's impactful to others, because we need your openness, for those of you who have a totally open throat, to wildly understand that timing, because we generators aren't paying attention until you give us something to respond to. The manifestors aren't really paying attention because they're out doing, they're busy. The reflectors probably are paying attention, but they're only sampling, and the projectors are out doing the directing. So that's the deal. So understand, the timing on this thing is wicked important.
All the things you said felt very, very personally called out because I have a
Oh,
completely open throat.
does it hurt a little bit?
Yeah. Yeah.
Good,
Yeah. Rub some
right?
dirt on it.
Oh, good. No, it's supposed to, so that you can see I don't want it to. I don't want that.
Yeah, no, when I was a little girl, I was very, very quiet. I was very shy, I was very quiet. I was like this mute little girl until it became this like pressure to perform and pressure to speak and pressure to know and express and stuff. And then it became this like compulsive too much talking, where I'd rather like not be the one that's talking, but now it's like it's too much. And
Hmm.
constantly then like being in school surrounded by so many different kids and so many different energies and so much different pressure. And yeah, the fear that they're going to interrupt me. They're not going to listen to me. They're not going to hear me. They're going to interrupt me. I need to say it, and I need to say it all really, really fast to get it all out. And I also need to get out more than the point, because in order to get to the point, I need to blah, blah, all the other things so I can get to my point, because too much will come out. Like, that's the
You,
thing.
if you have a totally open throat, you can absolutely notice the lack of the right timing by the lack of interest in the other. That's a
Hmm.
telltale sign. It's not the only sign, but it's a really good one.
I know, but then I start trying to perform and like get their attention again. Like,
No,
like this
that's
is,
when it's you shut up.
I know I'm
Right.
trying.
Oh, okay. I
I'm
mean,
trying.
that's the
Um,
experiment. Anyways, that's the experiment. It's not, listen, different degrees of shutting up. You wind it down. You just recognize, and what happens naturally after that becomes the natural thing. But the point is, that's not my pressure. I know the throat's not a pressure center, but we're under pressure to perform. That's not my juice, man.
Yeah, it's the pressure of expression, and all the
Hmm.
pressure from everything is ultimately going to express out the throat. So even though the throat is not a pressure center, it's like the reception of the pressure center.
Yeah, it's a
And
receptor of the pressure center. Good point. Yep.
yeah, no, thanks. There's constantly like there's drink water, chew gum, eat mints. I put on chapstick all the time. There's this constant pressure for something with the throat, or even like smoking. Like less people smoke these days, but that's totally a way of how do I deal with there need there feels like there needs to be something constantly here because there's so much coming at it. That's definitely a thing. Or if speaking with the borrowed voice is very, very true. I feel like all the voices I speak with are not my own. They're just picked up from other places. Or I fall into these like little goofy mannerisms and these weird things come out of my mouth and I never
Mm.
know what I'm going to say because it's just happening kind of
Yeah.
thing.
Right. And even concerning yourself about it is an open throat, not self sort of pattern that keeps being looked at. And I mean, you're right. All roads lead, the pressure centers lead to the throat. That's just a mechanic in the body graph. So two
Hmm.
pressure centers, one throat, and they're receiving all that pressure. So it is under pressure, no doubt. And it's not under it, that's not yours. It's not theirs. It's not the open throat has a free ride. It's like, so hey, what do you think? I don't got anything yet.
Hmm.
What do you mean? Just fucking stay with me for a minute. I'll have something in a minute, or whatever. Maybe, or
Stop
maybe I
rushing
won't.
me.
But don't try to pressure me to say something. I said I don't have anything yet. Look at now you're
Mm.
speaking in the right timing, defending your truth. Please defend your truth with an open throat. It's so important because you'll get cast into this place that never gets paid attention to. And we don't want that.
It's wild. It's happened countless times where I am in a group, a small group of people, and everyone's talking and hanging out and making little jokes and, typical group fun kind of stuff. And everyone is paying attention, listening. And then I think of something so clever and super funny and ridiculous to say, and the moment I start speaking, everyone looks away. Like ridiculousness. And like nobody hears but maybe one person near me and then they're like he and they like give me a chuckle because it was something clever. But like literally people will turn away the moment I start to speak or trying to call out to a friend and give a compliment and nothing. And then my boyfriend
Wow.
with the defined throat says it, and she's like, "Oh my god, thank you, did," and like right away is heard. It is, it's ridiculous. It is an absurd kind of experience that now that I understand it, I could laugh at it. Like now it can be a funny thing, but in the not knowing, not self, whatever you want to call it, it can be so painful and hurtful and feeling very unrecognized, especially as a projector, and unloved as a vessel of love. It can
Mm,
it can go into some weird places, and so the importance of kind of knowing like, hey, there's nothing wrong with you, it's just differently functioning. And it could be also very fun to speak with a borrowed voice, like different friends and people that I care about deeply, like they'll come through me and my boyfriend will know like, oh, that's so and so, that's so and so. And I almost have like an auditory library of like hilarious things that will just kind of come out and just be a little like, a little
right.
cherry on top for myself, that no one else understands why I'm saying something like that. But there's an appreciation of the cadence and the timing. I
Mm,
remember when I was like, 14 years old and I started discovering like stand up comedy and Monty Python. And I fell in love with the cadence and timing of comedy and developing that skill. Because again, there's no preloaded data, but this way I can learn the cadence, I can learn the timing, I can learn how to speak, which can be a lot of fun. But also I have to be very careful because I find I will just parrot things that I hear elsewhere. And I need to be very careful because I'm like, the things I say are not my own, but sometimes there's some like very strong statements.
mm.
So you got to be careful there.
Well, it's just interesting that with all the pressure that goes there, yes, it's not a pressure center, but the truth of the matter is you have to create a back force of pressure in order to just speak. And so when it's not the right timing, when it's out of turn, when it's not yourself, when it's under the stress of trying rather than just being, it tightens up the throat and it becomes an actual like sore muscle and a soreness that it just gets in the way and you'll see it. You'll start to feel it. I'm trying too hard and it's like it can feel a little bit of raspy or whatever. All I know is Bill Clinton
He had a
he
bunch
had
of
an
hanging
open throat
gates.
with like 8 or 9 activations on it. It was mostly all activated. That man had many different voices for sure, and he was talking way too much, and he spent half of his last presidency with a sore throat. At time, he just had laryngitis over and over again, like for real. It was bad. You had to stop talking. Talk about pressure.
We have our celebrities that we can talk about as well. And so, for the completely open throat, which is again a communication and manifestation, but not having a sense of context on what to say and when to say it. So, first up, we have Nicolas Cage, which there's like literally like video clips put together of him screaming and yelling in different movies and making these crazy, wild expressions. And so, you can see it with the open throat, of just like
Mm,
speaking. He doesn't know what to do, what
totally.
to say, do some crazy stuff kind of thing. You also have Eddie Murphy, who does a lot of different like voices and crazy voices and cartoons and that kind of stuff, which makes sense. You
Theo
also
Von,
have
you can tell he has nothing to say. He can't, if he tries to say something, he struggles. You can tell every time he's talking, unless it's in response to something or it's working with something.
yeah, you never know what he's gonna say. He'll say some like really, really crazy, wild stuff, and it just kind of shoots out of him, and you're at the first you're like, what the hell, what is he saying, this is insane, but it actually is like secretly brilliant underneath it. Obviously that's why he's like a successful comedian and podcaster and everything. Timothy Chalamet, he's an actor. He's like this like the little skinny one, and now he's become like Mr. like hot stuff or whatever. But he was in Dune, he was in the Bob Dylan biopic, he was in the Little Women remake. But it makes sense as like an actor being given a script and how do I express this and how do I become this? And with the Bob Dylan pick, he sang all the songs. Like he trained himself to sing like Bob Dylan. So that sense
Mm.
of the completely open throat as like open modulation can change and talk to anyone in any different way and become the different voices.
I can see the Val Kilmer thing. He played many different parts.
Yeah, Val Kilmer was another one where he was kind of almost annoying to like directors and stuff trying to figure out how he should say something, how he should express something. And then he ended up having like throat cancer or thyroid cancer. He had something with his throat and then was like unable to speak later in life before he passed.
I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
This
yeah.
is what the not self does, guys. The not self is the home and the start and the beginning of sickness, illness, and disease. It starts with the not self and it breaks
Mhm.
down our defenses. And now we're susceptible to all the things. And yeah, we get stuff.
You also have Lady Gaga, who, as you said, singers, like great singers with a completely open throat, which she is, but then it's also the overworking of the throat because then she has like autoimmune issues as well. And I don't know if it's thyroid, but I think she does have something with her thyroid and some kind of autoimmune issues, I would imagine, from overusing of the voice. And then again, we have Amanda Bynes, who is absolutely brilliant. And as a little kid too, she was doing all these crazy different roles and performances and like was like playing like 8 or 10 different characters in an episode on a sketch show of doing all these crazy different voices, which was super, super brilliant. But I think it was also damaging to like a young child. I mean, child stardom is so damaging in so many ways, but to be pretending to be so many different people while your own sense of who you are is developing, I could imagine would be very, very confusing as well.
Mm. I can see this. I feel pretty good about this throat thing.
Yeah, absolutely. So, completely open throat celebrity, very interesting because, again, this ability there's no context, there's no preloaded data. And so, this ability to modulate the voice and speak in different ways and say crazy things and not know how to say them, but then train themselves to sing in a beautiful, fully expressive way or to act or to be this ridiculous comedian who's always coming up with crazy stuff no one has ever thought of and saying it in a different way. So, it's kind of fun.